You know what? Follow me on Instagram. Hey, go subscribe.
All right, welcome to class, guys. Here we go. It's a Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Yay. Oh, look at that enthusiasm. It's amazing. All right, so
if you subscribe to this Wilson channel, you get a free giveaway.
A free giveaway.
I don't have anything to give away, so.
PlayStation 4.
A free giveaway of math homework.
You can choose either between the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to start teaching now. So, we need to look at triangle congruent postulates. And the first one that I'm going to teach you guys is going to be, well, let's figure it out together. So, if DE, right, is congruent, is that a side or an angle, guys? That's a side. Okay. Now, DE is congruent to what side over here? Very good, KJ. So this is also a side. So right now we have congruent sides. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the angles right now. We'll do those in a minute. So right now, just pay attention to the sides. So let's go to the second side, EF. It's the second side because there's two tick marks. EF, is that a side or an angle, guys? Side. Yes, it's a side, very good. And which one is that one congruent to?
JI.
Very good. JI. All right, y'all got that over there? We got one tick mark and two tick marks. That's how I know they're congruent. So right now I have two congruent sides, don't I?
Yes.
Okay, let's look at DF. DF is congruent to KI. Now this one was a little easier because it gave you the tick marks. Okay, but remember, you can always stack these on top of each other to find out your congruence, right? That's my other video. Shh, guys. All right, so this is a side, this is a side. Okay? So what do I have here? I have a side, a second side, and a third side. So we could say that this is congruent based on what postulate? SSS, or side, side, side. Is everybody focused on the board, listening, paying attention? What postulate is this again? Side, side, side. Okay, very good. That's our first one. Now we're going to look at Hey. Now, the next one we're going to look at, let's say I get rid of this. Okay, so let's get rid of those markings, right? Now, I have AB. AB, is that a side or an angle? Side, very good. AB is congruent to, very good, ML. That's another side. On this one, however, I have an angle, don't I? Angle L. Angle L is congruent to which angle? On the other triangle. B, very good. So I have another angle here. And then I have BC is congruent to, yes, LN. That's another side. So right now I have it. I'm going to read this in order, starting from here, going to here, going down to here. I have a S, A, and an S. So I know that this triangle is congruent as well because of the triangle congruent postulate SAS, side, angle, side. Okay? All right? What's that? You trying to write all this down? Okay. So now we're going to go here. I'm going to, T is congruent to G. I know that. And then U is congruent to F. Okay? And then we'll just say UV is congruent to FE. Okay. All right. So I've marked this one. We have T. Is T an angle or is that a side, guys? Very good. It's an angle. And T is congruent to what angle? G. Very good. Now I have angle U. And that one is congruent to F. And then I also have a side, don't I? UV. And UV is congruent to FE. So I have a side here. So I have angle, angle, side. Or you could say side, angle, angle. This is a congruent postulate. So how many congruent postulates have we talked about so far? Let's look at them. The first one was side, right? Yes, very good. Side, side, side. The second one is very good. And the third one is or side, angle, angle. Very good. Okay. We have one more that we need to talk about. Okay, let me mark this one. All right. Now let's look at this one. We have W. Is W an angle or a side, guys? Very good. It's an angle. Then we have side WV. And that is a side. W is congruent to G. And side WV is congruent to GH. And then I have V congruent to H. Okay? Got that? So this one is ASA, angle, side, angle. And no matter which way you read it, it's going to be the same pattern. So that is 4 congruent triangle postulates. Okay? There is a 5th one, HL. We're going to talk about that in another video. Okay? Right now, we need to talk about 2 that are not congruent. Okay? I wonder if I should do that. Actually, let me talk about reflexive and vertical angles real quick. Okay, so as you see on number 5, let's say I mark X and Y is congruent. And then I have YZ is congruent. Okay? So I would have XC being congruent and then CZ being congruent. Let's look at the information that I have. XY is a side. YZ is a side. But on this triangle, I only have 2 marked sides, don't I? Is there a third congruent side? There is. Which one is it? The middle one. This, don't be deceived, this triangle is just sharing a side. If I separate these into 2 triangles, and if I said this one was 15, what would this one have to be? It would have to be 15, because XZ is going to be the same measure for both triangles if I separated them out. Okay? What do we call this? Reflexive sides. So when we're doing this, I will probably be asking you, do you see a reflexive side? If so, you need to mark it. It will not be marked for you. You will have to go and mark it yourself. Okay? M, are you paying attention? M, paying attention? Screen check, let me see. Oh, I caught you. All right. Learn, learn. All right, now, besides reflexive sides, we have one more property that we can talk about. Let's look at number 6. Shh. I can hear you singing over here. Look at number 6. Let's look at this angle right here.
Yes, ma'am.
Do these 2 triangles have a shared angle? Do they have a shared angle, guys? Yes, they do. Which angle is that? Angle D. Okay? Angle D. Now, angle D, what kind of angles are those? How do I know those are congruent? Okay, I don't know if the video will catch my voice because I'm walking away, but what kind of angles are those? What kind of angles? Vertical. That's my poster, remember? Okay? Vertical. All right. It's still recording, y'all. So what kind of angles are those? Vertical. So I know those are congruent because of vertical angles. So you can mark them congruent. All right? All right. Last thing we're going to talk about, and then I'm done. 2 types of not congruent triangles. Okay? Let's talk about this for a minute. So let's say that we have this one. Let's say the sides are not congruent. Sides are not congruent. Okay? So, let's look. J. J is a side or an angle? An angle. Very good. And J is congruent to T. And then I have R. And that is congruent to K. Good. And then we have S, congruent to I. Now, so this is angle, angle, angle. Well, let me tell you, that is not a congruent postulate because, think about it. I have a room right here that we're in, and I have a 90-degree angle over there at that wall and the floor where they meet, right?
Right.
And then let's say I have another 90-degree angle right here. I'm folding a sheet of paper, and I have another 90-degree angle. I have a little bit too much talking going on in the background, and I'm still recording. Now, both of the angles are the same. For that wall over there and this sheet of paper, are they not? They're both 90. Are the lengths of the sides the same? No. So is it possible to have congruent angles but not congruent sides? Yes. So therefore, I could have 3 of the same angles, but a much bigger triangle side lengthwise. Okay? Make sense? All right. Now here's the last one. The one you all have been waiting for. Oh no. Okay, there it goes. Computer glitched. It glitched. Okay. I am still recording. Okay? We'll find out when I post this on YouTube if they can hear you guys or not. All right, so let's look at the next one. So on this one, let's say that we have side CB is congruent to what other side? CB is congruent to HG. Now let's look at side CD is congruent to HI. Very good. Now I have an angle. Angle D is congruent to angle I.
Okay.
Well, for this one, guys, we have SSA or ASS, and we cannot have a side-side angle be a congruent postulate. So, if you have side-side angle or angle side-side, that is not a congruent postulate.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
What does that mean, miss?
And I think that's all we needed to go over. So everybody understand, I only got like 45 more seconds and then my video is going to stop on me anyway. All right, so those are your notes, okay? I'll go over HL because that's another, and I'll go over that in another video, probably the next one, maybe. All right, bye y'all.